Hi, I'm Giles from Classic Showjumps, and I have the great pleasure of interviewing Olympic bronze medal winner and Classic Showjumps sponsored rider Caroline Powell. We've been asking our Facebook fans and other sponsored riders to send us the questions they would like to ask you, so I'll fire away. We'll start with your early career, Caroline. Have you always wanted to have a career with horses? At what point did you know this was what you wanted to do?
I've always had horses in my life, but I wouldn't say that the career in horses was something that I chose. It more chose me, and probably didn't really realise I was going to do it until I came over to the UK a few years ago.
Okay, brilliant. We've got a question from Sean Franklin, who would like to ask you, did you get support with your career choice by friends and family, or did you do it all yourself, and how?
When I came over to the UK, I didn't really know anybody that was sort of here. I wasn't really up on the eventing scene, and I got a job in a point-to-point yard, and they had an advanced horse in the yard, and that's sort of really how I started, just by schooling that and then competing that, and ended up working for Ian Stark for 2 years, and then set up a yard on my own. So yeah, no, I've had a lot of support from different people, and yeah, so it's been quite an interesting trail, really.
Yeah, fantastic. So moving on to more recent events, obviously many congratulations on your Olympic bronze medal. What was it like to be part of the Olympic team, especially winning an Olympic medal?
It was absolutely amazing. You know, we had such a good rapport with everybody, and you know, we had a great time, and everyone was very professional when it was work time, and you know, we all knew how to relax and enjoy ourselves when you know, it was after hours and stuff. You know, being part of the New Zealand team at the moment is really quite exciting, because I think we're certainly moving places and doing things at the moment, and it's quite an honour to ride with these guys.
Sure, fantastic. And obviously we can't mention the Olympics without talking about Lenamore. What's he up to now the Olympics are over? What are his plans for the future? Has he sort of told you yet?
He's at home in Newcastle having a holiday. Okay. And what we're going to do is bring him back into work and see what he's like, and if he still wants to play the game, or if he's had enough, and just play each day as it comes. You know, McKinnon's, Lexi Jackson would really, you know, we would really like to get another badminton out of him if it's possible, but if it's not possible, then he'll you know, just do what he does, and we're just monitoring him every day, and you just don't know what's around the corner, do you? No,
sure, absolutely. Okay, we'll go back to another question. Denise Cullimore would like to ask you, when did you realise that Lenamore was something special, and also, can she have him? You know the answer to that
one. She can have him when he's a naughty little bugger. He's always been a really good jumper, and obviously the flat work's always been a little bit of a, you know, the tricky bit. You know, he's just got so much more consistent, but actually both jumping and on the flat. And now we know how to sort of produce a test out of him. The Olympics was always going to be a bit dodgy, because he doesn't know the stadium that well, whereas he knows badminton, he knows Burley, so he always goes in and puts his head down and behaves himself there. And other places he's a little bit unreliable, but you know, he could have given us a lot worse mark than what he did. So in actual fact, we were quite pleased. Yeah.
Fantastic. So post Olympics, what's the sort of goal and game plan now, would you say?
For him?
Or for you both?
For both of us, we're just going to keep on doing what we do each day. You know, he'll tell us when he's had enough, and we've just got to keep listening. Sure,
fantastic. Okay, so share with us a day in the life of Caroline. What does a typical day involve?
Drag myself out of bed. Depends on whether we're competing or not. Obviously, during the weekend, it's very easy to get up. We've got somewhere to go, and you know, living where we do, sometimes we're up at sort of 3 o'clock in the morning driving down the road, and not very often it's sort of later. When we go competing, we very rarely take less than 5 and compete on a day, so it's quite a busy day. When we're at home, usually I'm the first one at 8 o'clock and ride right the way through, have lunch, and then I try and cram away into doing paperwork in the afternoon. Have we nana nap and carry on into the evening.
Sure, yeah.
But I've got really, really good yeah, grooms and things. They're absolutely fantastic, and they're very, very competent down in the stable, so yeah, quite happy to leave them to it. Yeah.
Fantastic. So could you just give us a glimpse of some future talent and tell us a bit about your up-and-coming horses, maybe?
Yeah, I've got some really nice ones coming through. Got a 9-year-old called Onwards and Upwards, which is quite exciting. Again, he's a jumper, just needs a wee bit more work on flat. Got Thornfield Jones, who's 11, both those two are 3-star. Boston Two-Tip has done really well at Burley, which has gone, so quite excited about him. He's taken quite a long time to come into the limelight. So quite a, I'm hoping he might come through. And got a very nice 6-year-old called Up and Away. That's going to go to Le Leon later on this year. So got some really nice horses. Got a few gaps I need to fill. So I'm always looking for horses and stuff. But,
So how would you spot potential in an event horse?
Do you know? They come in all ways.
Just a feel,
sometimes a horse, a jump can look amazing and it feels very disappointing, and sometimes it can feel amazing and not look fantastic. But they've got to move. They've got to have the right temperament. They've got to also have a sense of humour and a little bit of grit about them, because they've got to dig deep on the cross country. But they've also got to know when to behave themselves as well. So, but I think horses find you naturally anyway. So.
Okay. And how important do you think breeding is for eventers?
I think top eventers are freaks. And I think bloodlines are very important. Whereas your thoroughbreds versus your warm bloods and things like that. But I do think they're more sort of freaky than being able to breed them. Okay, so what would you say the most 3 important things are when you're producing a young horse? Patience.
Essential.
Producing is more about repetitive. If anything goes wrong, then you just got to repeat until the horse actually understands what they're doing. They've got to have a good attitude. You've got to be able to work with them, and they've got to be nice people to work with as well. There's nothing worse than working with horses that aren't nice people.
Okay, that's brilliant. So across all of the equestrian sports, which riders would you most admire? Difficult one, I know.
No, quite a few. Like Andrew Nicholson's just on fire at the moment. He's just going amazing. I think a young British, Izzy Taylor is doing a cracking job, and I think she will hopefully be the next up and coming star. There's so many to watch, and what's really nice now is when you get home from badmintons and Burleys, you can actually watch people's rounds and really sort of have a good look. So it's quite good.
Fantastic. Okay, so given the opportunity, which top class event horse would you most like to compete on?
Oh, I think I've got it.
I think you have,
I wouldn't mind a few more Lenmores. I don't know actually. I think
any particular horse from the sort of past that you'd fancy a crack on? Anyone stand out?
I like the idea of owning Nerio, but I wouldn't like to ride him. He's a big man's horse, horse and big horse. He's a man's ride.
Sure.
But no, I think the smaller nippy ones are more suited to me. I think Springalong would have been pretty amazing when he was going. But no, I think I've got that one at the moment.
Yeah, I think so.
A few in the stable actually.
Okay, another question. Have you ever fancied doing the Hickstead Jumping Derby and doing the Bank and Devil's Dyke?
I've done the Eventers Challenge. That was quite exciting, but no. I think I get a bit chicken when they go over 150. That's me. My limit.
Okay, so we've got a question from Rose who would like to ask, which is your favourite eventing discipline, and if you weren't involved in eventing, what equestrian event would you see yourself doing?
Cross country is definitely the favourite one. But funnily enough, if you have a horse that does dressage, then dressage will be your favourite one if you have one that show jumps. I think the cross country you get the most adrenaline, and it's really what we all do it for.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What discipline would it be? I don't know. If it wasn't eventing, would I be doing horses? Probably. Don't know. Probably show jumping, I'd imagine. Wouldn't mind trying reining. That's something totally different.
Okay, fantastic. Another question from Charlotte who would like to ask, how do you cope with your nerves when you're competing? Presumably you must still get some nerves.
Do you know, when you're busy you don't think about it. It's not until you go to the bigger competitions that you do actually sort of... Yeah, you've got time to think about it and stuff, but I'm a bit of a walker. I like to walk all over the show, and when I'm at the stables I want to be in the stadium, when at the stadium I want to be at the food hall, and then the food hall I want to be, so I just keep trekking along and keep myself busy.
Sure. Okay, finally a question from Karen who would like to ask, have you ever gotten a horse for the first time and felt like the horse was too much to handle, or does this never happen? And how long does it take to build a rapport generally with a horse?
If I get on a horse now and I don't like it, I just get off. I've learned that one.
Good answer.
I think when I was younger, it would have been a challenge, and I would have probably sat there for a long time. But horses are like people. Some you click with, some you don't. And if I don't get on with the horse anymore, I'm not shy in saying it's not the right one for me.
Yeah.
Which has taken quite a long time to work out. But
yeah, sure.
But a rapport with a horse, can take anything from a week to 2 years to
Okay.
I think it builds, and I think you get quicker building rapport because the horses end up trusting you a lot more.
Sure. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's appreciated.